Welcome back. Writer, performer, and activist Eve Ensler has become known worldwide for her groundbreaking work, The Vagina Monologues, and for the V-Day movement she created, aimed at ending violence against women and girls. This season, Ensler is represented on the New York boards with a new work called Emotional Creature, The Secret Life of Girls Around the World. This show features 6 young women performing pieces which Ensler wrote based on the stories of girls she met during her travels around the world. I recently had the chance to discuss Emotional Creature with Ensler and 2 of the actresses now appearing in the show, Ashley Bryant and Emily S. Grosland.
This is not extreme, it's a girl thing. What we would be if the door inside us flew wide open. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Eve Ensler, Emily S. Grosland, and Ashley Bryant, I want to welcome you to Onstage. Congratulations on your powerful production of Emotional Creature. Let me start with you, Eve. You adapted this piece for the stage, which you call it a theatrical girls event. You adapted it from your book, Emotional Creature. Let's start with the book itself. What sparked you to write that, and then what prompted you to turn it into a theatrical event?
Well, I think for the last 15 years, I've had this amazing life where I've traveled the planet with the Vagina Monologues and other plays, and with V-Day, the global movement to end violence against women and girls. And I've had this incredible privilege and also sadness and sorrow to witness the state of women and girls around the world. And in that time, I've spent a lot of time with girls and watched girls and been with girls and been in awe of girls, and also been rather horrified by the obstacles and situations that girls are facing in the world. And for a long time, people were saying to me, well, when are you going to do a piece? Mothers were saying, please do a piece about girls. And I usually feel kind of resentful when people tell me what to do, so I don't do it. But then I was in a situation once in Cairo where I saw a girl suffering something, and I went, I need to write something about girls.
You've pointed out that these pieces are fictional composites of the girls you've spoken to. They're not one specific
and I don't even know. Sometimes they're not even composites. They're things I made up. I mean, so.
Well, how did you get into the heads of all these girls and create these characters?
Well, I always make a joke. I don't really think I'm much older than 15. I mean, I'm walking around in this old body, but I think I'm really just, I don't think I ever really progressed past 15, and I'm really happy about it. You know, I think a lot of people wish I would, but I'm not going to. And I think I as a child, and I think as a teenager, and I think I didn't have the fortune to inhabit this body and inhabit my voice, and I was very cut off, and I was very separated from myself. And I think this play gave me an opportunity to commit and re-examine my teenage girl self, and to find her voice through all these different people, and to try to find them inside her. And it was such a pleasure with this particular piece, inhabiting girls, because girls are amazing. Girls are fierce.
Well, let me open it up to 2 of the amazing women performing in the show. Ashley and Emily, tell me about the rehearsal process and how you came to inhabit the various pieces that you perform. I mean, starting with you, Ashley, you have a special piece called My Short Skirt.
My short skirt is not proof that I am stupid or undecided or a malleable little girl. My short skirt is my defiance.
That piece initially was mine to do, and then because of the process, we all came into it not knowing exactly what we were going to be performing. And so Eve and Joe worked with us, and
Joe Bonney, the
director, correct. And so we worked together to figure out what fit best with whom. And so it started with me, and then went to another one of the girls in the piece, and that's how it was performed in Berkeley. And then actually, no, that's a lie. Then we changed it to be a group piece, and that's how we performed it in Berkeley. And then when we came to New York, to my delight, I worked on the piece, and so it's been really great. But that process has been really exciting, and has helped me to kind of understand that I call My Short Skirt, and I think all the pieces a one-size-fits-all, you know, in that it's going to look different on whoever's performing it.
Well, tell me about how you brought Ashley into that piece.
Oh, goodness. I felt like, in the same way that I've heard Emily say before, that piece was written for me. It felt like my voice. And I think Eve writes to Universal Girl, so as I was bringing myself to the piece, I just kind of do me. And so wherever I am that day is what the audience is going to get, you know? So it's going to be a little bit different. But I just, wherever I am, whatever I feel. is what goes into the piece, and I trust that. And that's been a process, to just trust that what I'm doing is the right thing.
And then Emily, a couple of your pieces, you have Falling.
Falling like a star in empty space, like a person in disgrace, like Eve after the garden.
And then this particularly disturbing piece on the white rug, the white rug.
White
I think
rug,
it's called. Talk to me about what those pieces mean to you, how you tap into your own personal story with these.
Actually, when I first received the pieces for the audition, I remember reading it and feeling like Eve had written it for me. And it's always a beautiful moment as an actor to feel like something was written for you, because it feels like your voice, and there's a connection that I just had with the piece that I was like, this is clearly about my life. This is about being gay. This is about being pangender. This is about being genderqueer. That's what this piece is obviously about, and that's how I read it, and that's how I performed it at the audition. And I then later in rehearsals discovered that that's actually not what it was written to be about, which was actually a really magical thing for me, that I realized I saw it in a totally different way and thought, you know, Ashley could do this piece and it would be about something completely different for her, which I think is beautiful and brilliant when this show goes out and schools are able to perform it, or our high schools or colleges or whoever else gets to perform it. I feel like these pieces can be about whatever that individual girl has gone through or is going through.
Okay, and then Eve, I'm sorry, just quickly, we do have to wrap up, but I want to check with you. You always have, you know, more and more things that you're doing, and you're actually wearing the T-shirt about 1 billion rising. Tell me a bit about that. That's
well,
coming
we're in the middle of the biggest action V-Day's done in 50. This is our 15th year, and when we started, we wanted to go out of business. We wanted to end violence against women and girls, and we're unfortunately still here. So we are escalating our efforts, and we're calling for the biggest action I think ever on the planet, which is we're inviting the 1 billion women who've been raped and beaten in their life, with the men who love them, to walk out of their jobs, their schools, their offices, their homes on February 14th, Valentine's Day, and to find your posse, to find your people, and to dance. And if you're in New York, you can go to 1billionrising.org. There are already tons of actions signed up. There's going to be, I think, a dance map of all the activities that are happening on February 14th in New York, and you can go and find it. But really, the whole idea is to get 1 billion people on the planet to rise up on that day. Already 177 countries have signed up.
Wow.
Everyone in New York should be dancing. We hope every theater will dance at the end of every show on Broadway and off-Broadway and show your solidarity with ending violence against women and girls.
Okay, so that is February 14th, 2013.
That's right.
Okay, but in the meantime, folks can catch you in Emotional Creature. Okay? Well, thank you all so much for coming in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Emotional Creature is running at the Pershing Square Signature Center through January 13th.